welcome back. Now on 12 News Midday, artificial intelligence is reshaping just about every corner of our lives, including cybersecurity. Experts say AI can be a powerful tool, but can also give hackers new weapons to launch more sophisticated attacks. That is why we have Marcy Thornhill here with us today to explain both sides of all of this. So how is AI being used to improve cybersecurity, that aspect of things right now?
So AI is used to power a lot of applications that help to secure infrastructure. So you're looking at some of the threat seeking and notifications. It's used to push and make identifications on some of the systems, if there are any hackers, any threats that are happening. So AI is kind of empowering it a little bit more, making it a little stronger. So AI is a great tool, and it also can be a threat. Just like with anything that's new, it has the pros and its cons.
It can always be weaponized against us
Absolutely,
in some way, shape, or way. Right. So on the flip side, so how are hackers using AI to launch attacks, and how are they developing it, that in that way?
So they're using it to, first of all, they're creating fake pages, fake information. Everything looks really real.
It does.
Yes, it really does. They're launching phishing attacks, so it looks legitimate. It may be coming from your bank, from your school or your employer, and it looks legitimate, but it may not be because it's AI generated. It's also used to capture information. So whether it's a deep fake or a scam, it's just doing a lot of things on the back end. So you have to really do your due diligence and be alert.
And so what makes AI-powered attacks different from traditional ones? I mean, is it just how convincing it can be at times?
Well, that, and it also doesn't use traditional security measures.
Mm-hmm.
So it can go around through walls. It can pose as something that's legitimate even in your system. So it may look like a regular scan or a regular application that's running on the back end, but it could be a mirror copy of the real thing. And if you use that to access, then you're giving AI access as well. So it's a lot of security concerns around the use of AI, especially when you're in the school systems, medical systems, the government, and how you need to make sure that your staff and everyone is secure.
So how then do I protect myself from one of these attacks, or how do I recognize it, or even what do I do to make sure I'm not falling victim?
The first thing is education. Just like we did when we first went to computers and then to the internet, we had this uptick in education and how to utilize these tools. So I would suggest education, whether it's for employers, employees, it's the school systems, even at home, is understanding the different applications and how they can be used to benefit you at home, but also how to prevent any hackers and any intrusion. So it's going to be a lot of education here, and it's time. It's time to introduce cybersecurity training at the school level, in the classroom, at the workplace. It's time for that.
Businesses, everyday people, are we ready for this type of sophisticated cyber attacks and all that kind of stuff? Are we prepared for that?
I would say in some cases we are. So there's always the but, right? Because you have hackers that are moving at the same speed of light as the AI and the technology. So they're locking step there. So we are prepared as we can be right now, but it's a daily task to make sure that you have the infrastructure set up, you have the security, the firewalls, to make sure that your passwords are protected, protecting your data at home, looking at what you have. And it's not just AI on your tablets or your phone, but all of your devices, your children's games, your car. We're looking at smart cars and smart microwaves, and they all have some AI components. So understanding what that means to you in your home, and what are your workarounds?
Are we seeing this more, these types of attacks on businesses and entities, companies? Is it just on private people? Is it a mix of both?
I would say probably more businesses, because the amount of data that's accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely you see some attacks on individuals, and I think those come from more of just their availability and the ease of access to do so. But we do see an uptick in attacks against companies, corporations, government agencies, and hackers are trying to come through. So you definitely see an increase in their security protocol, the firewalls, the alerts, the systems, how they block data from entering, things like that. We do see an increase in those protocols as well.
AI, do you think it's going to be a good thing in the end, or do you think we're going to look back and go, good Lord, what do we do?
I'm going to say it's going to be the same as when we introduced the computer, the Apple computer, when we introduced the internet. It's just we're constantly evolving, and the big thing for parents to understand right now is your elementary school children. This is where they are now. So you need to get kind of on order of where they are, because they're growing in this space of AI.
Yeah.
So we need to do our due diligence to be there with them.
Thank you for helping us stay ahead of the curve. All right,
Absolutely.
Marcy, appreciate it. Let's get a check on the forecast. Here's
Yes.
meteorologist Ross Runner.